What's up guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Caleb and I'm a 23-year-old cloud security engineer currently working at one of the largest firms in the UK and a top 2 UK financial institution. Getting to where I am now has been quite a journey. I've been through a lot and a lot has happened to be where I am in my career today, and I also have so much to learn. Now this video is not boasting or telling you, oh I've accomplished so much. It's more just telling you how I got to where I am for those who are looking to progress their careers in the same way that I did. So yes, I've made a lot of mistakes, I've been through a lot, and I'm so grateful to God that I am where I am today working as a cloud security engineer at such a large firm. And if you want to know more about the firm I work for and details about my career path, follow me on LinkedIn and you can see all that information on there. And you can keep up to date with the things I post, like the certifications I'm doing in my career and that sort of thing. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So to fully tell this story, I need to take you guys all the way back to my second year of university. My second year is a time that I really started to think of what I want to do with my life, how I'm going to make money, how I'm going to provide for a future wife or family, how I'm going to be a baller and drive a nice car, how I'm going to do all the things that I want to do in my career. And for UK universities especially, it's the second year of university that you really start to look for industrial placements and internships and start to really try and get that work experience while you're still at university. My university really made it seem like it was a massive benefit for your career if you were to get a placement, which is like a year out of university where you just work for a company. They don't pay you as much as if you were a graduate, but you still get paid as a student and you take 1 year and then you come back for that third year of university. And the university really drilled this on us as this is a massive benefit for you guys. You really need to do an industrial placement. This can help you so much for your career and you should definitely do this. And for us, for me and my friends who are in second year, we had absolutely no experience. All we had was a few modules in business computing and what have you. And we didn't have any understanding of tech, and we understood that, yeah, we definitely need some experience of what we're learning at university so that when we get into the real world, we already have that working experience and be able to get a really good job really easily. The only thing the university didn't tell us was that you have to go and look for this placement yourself. We're not going to help you. We're not going to provide you an easy way to get into any companies. We just need you to go and find that internship yourself, go and get that placement, hustle for it, do your best, and just go out there, and I'm sure a company will take you for a year and pay you some decent money for a student anyways. So that's exactly what me and my friends did. We applied to so many large companies like Computer Center, companies like Atos, Awin Global, and so many more. And funny enough, for me, I got so many interviews for these placements. Like, I got an interview at Awin Global, I got an interview for like an IT support role at this museum. I got quite a lot of interviews, like I got about 5 in total. And one by one, I went for these interviews, and in my mind, I thought, yeah, that went so well. First one, I didn't get the job. And then the second one, I didn't get the job. Then the third one, I didn't get the job. And the fourth one, I didn't get the job. And the fifth one, I still didn't get the job. The issue with these placements was that it was really, really competitive, right? Like they would put 20 students in a room and they would go through activities and different interview stuff and group projects. And they would only take about 2 or 3 of those 20 students for the whole day, which was really annoying. Like imagine sitting there working with someone knowing that this person is competing for the same job that you are. It was really tough knowing that I'd done so much and I'd done so many interviews, and in my mind I thought I did really well and I still didn't get a look and I still wasn't able to get a job. I started to feel really hopeless, and I really felt like when I graduated I wouldn't be able to get a job either. After I interviewed for so many places and didn't get any jobs, I went on to my third year of university and I graduated with a 2-1, which was pretty good and I was really happy about. And it was around the time when I graduated that I started to look at cloud computing and really take an interest in different areas of the cloud. I made a video on how I became an Azure Administrator where I kind of spoke about how I got my interest in cloud. There were a few factors, and one of the main ones was the mentor that I had. He was a lead cloud engineer and he was a big inspiration for me wanting to go on this path. I then went and did a postgraduate degree, and while I was working this postgraduate, I actually worked for about 3 months for a role as an operations engineer. Funny enough, I actually got fired from this job, and I'm due to make a video about what happened and how I actually got fired from my first ever tech job. So stay tuned for that. But it was when I finished my postgraduate and I started to apply for jobs, I really knew where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to go into cloud, and I knew that the Azure Administrator would be a great place to start. And if you've watched my channel before, you know that I've made several videos on how I became an Azure Administrator. So you can go ahead and watch that. I won't bother you too much in this video about Azure Administrator, but that's where I got my first ever cloud job. And I did really well in that role, but it was also a really stressful role. I wasn't getting paid what I really wanted to be, and it was sort of my first role, so it wasn't bad pay, but I knew that if I job hopped very quickly, I could really be getting paid so much more, probably more than double. And so while I was working my Azure Administrator role, I was applying here and there, but only to roles which I really took an interest in. So I only applied to roles at larger firms, which is what my aspiration was at the time. I always wanted to work at a larger firm, which would look great on my CV, and that is what I went after. And so I went and applied to 1 or 2 firms that I was really interested in, and luckily this one got back to me. The role of a cloud security engineer. It looked glamorous, it looked really good, it matched my skill set, but it still looked kind of lofty and unachievable. And it only looked like that because it was such a large firm. And if you'd have told me when I was in university, failing all those interviews, that in 2 years' time, I would be working at one of the largest firms in the UK as a cloud security engineer, I would laugh in your face. But I just went with faith, I applied, and I got the interview 2 weeks later. And funny enough, it was only one interview they needed to know that I was the man for the job. I used the experience in my former workplace to wow them in the interview. I spoke a lot about the projects I worked on. I spoke a lot about my knowledge of cloud security engineering, but I also told them that I was really at the foundational level. I had a lot to learn, and I was eager to learn, and I was also just a great learner. They definitely believed me. I was very well spoken, I came across so well and so friendly, and I was able to back up my knowledge with the certifications I'd achieved beforehand. So in one interview, they knew that I was a man for the job, and they offered me the role. I was so happy that I was able to get this job. I'm currently working the job, and I've been working there for about 8 months now. The 8 months has been really smooth, and I've learned so much. It's a great place to work, and I'm continuing to learn a lot more. I really just thank God for my career so far. A few years ago, I would have never guessed that I would be in the position I am today. I'm super grateful to God, and I'm so glad that I'm able to help others to get into the position that I'm in and to get into similar positions also. So I guess the moral of this whole video is that whatever looks lofty and unachievable can actually be really realistic in time. Now that I've done some time at my current workplace, I feel so much more qualified. So if you're in a place where you feel like you don't know much, or you're a noob, or you're just getting into it, at some point you'll go from really wanting to work somewhere to having places really wanting you to work for them. And that is one of the things that has made me so glad about this tech journey. I'm so grateful for all the support I've received. I'm still 23 years old, but my birthday is coming up really soon. And that's why I thought I'd make this video on how I became a cloud security engineer at one of the largest UK firms at 23 years old. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram. And you know I will see you guys in the next video.